Hey folks, here we go again. Oh boy. All right, so this building's gonna come down because it's not really safe. More details in just a moment, but I've got everything packed away and the kiln has been removed and this shed over the weekend is gonna be dismantled. Pretty much got my entire pottery studio right here on the table. So the kiln is separated into multiple pieces and I've got all these buckets of glaze and a lot of materials kind of hidden underneath these tarps and this plastic. All right, so let's break things down. This kiln shed is basically a bandage. In June 2022, I dug a trench to run conduit so I could go fire because I could not put a kiln inside the garage. More about that later. But I just built this with some 4x4s and 2x4s and some found materials, and it's been fantastic. No complaints at all, and it's done a good job of protecting both of the kilns that I've had. Really, the biggest complaint I have about having the kiln outside is that you've got to lug stuff across the yard, and if it's raining or it's dark, it's not ideal to go and transport things back to the kiln. Alright, so here is a final look at my first studio as a potter. I absolutely love this place. We moved in 2015 and it was so nice to be able to have this dedicated area for making pots. It's about 20 feet by 10 feet in terms of the overall size, tons of shelving, and really this has just been a lovely, lovely place to learn and become a better potter. Okay, so try to imagine the roof line and the ceiling line, and you'll see where it connects to the load-bearing wall on the inside. I want to get rid of this wall because I'd prefer to make a better use of space on the interior of the building. It would be really cool to have the kiln inside with shelving, maybe a glaze booth, and with something like this I can probably increase to, maybe 15 by 20 feet while still having enough space for storage, and I get the kiln out of the elements. So fingers crossed, let's see if this can happen. So this old building is missing quite a few ceiling joists. They should be 16 inches on center. However, there are huge gaps in between some of them, and at the front of the garage there are almost none. This is what the building should look like from the inside and outside. CJ's going the entire span of the garage, and there should be quite a few of them. I forgot to mention this building does not have a continuous footing as a part of the foundation. It should look something like this, and the building should be strapped to it. So one last test we did is to drill in multiple places, and sure enough, 2.5 inches deep is where dirt starts to come up, so there's really not that much concrete here. So instead, we're just going to build something like this. So while I have a handful of mixed feelings about this big change that's happening, ultimately I'm really excited and I can't wait for the new studio to kind of be built. It's going to take a long time, so I'm not expecting it to happen anytime soon, but I definitely, I'll bring you guys along for the process. So let's cut scene in a moment and we'll see what this looks like after the demo. All right, so remodel video number 1 is just about done. The guys did a really good job and I'm impressed with how 3 people were able to finish this in such a short period of time. There's already a truckload of debris that's going to be hauled away to the dump, but they're going to bring another truck tomorrow. All right, here is confirmation. You can tell right here, got this oddly shaped concrete, so you can tell there are probably some 1x6 vertical posts that were placed in the ground. It's kind of hard to tell, but if you look down in there, that's dirt, and then here is the foundation. So sure enough, this whole building, oh my goodness, has just been sitting on dirt for who knows how long. So kind of glad that we did break this apart. There's more of that pattern. This is on the back end. By the way, one of the other things I neglected to mention is that from the property line, you need a 5-foot setback, and that's for fire regulation code. And this is about 10 to 12 inches. So we're gonna have to move this a handful of feet outwards. So stick around. Should be a video in about 2 to 3 weeks, and give you guys an update.